There were times where we just thought that it was frustrating because it's something so simple in concept, but when you actually broke it down in terms of actually how does it work, it was very challenging. That's why it took up 4 years to do this thing. That's why we're really proud to even get to this step, which is the first step of many steps to make it even better. It's constantly improving, constantly testing. The whole idea is make this thing better, make it work, make it user-friendly, make it simple. So I was really obsessed in terms of actually finding a solution to make it accessible to a lot of people.
I don't know exactly why Mike said it, but he just kind of had this idea, and he's like, what if you could kind of have like a thing built in your jacket and you could just be sipping on it? Kind of always need water. We got back to the office, man, I don't know how long after, it must have been a few months or whatever, and all of a sudden it resurfaced. And Mike comes out with like, here's a concept, here's the prototypes, here's what Miki and I are working on.
You know, the interesting part is, you know, we design apparel where, and this process was quite different to the point that, you know, it added aspects of engineering, industrial design, you know, scientific research, probably well close to 100 iterations of this over a couple of years. Lots of hurdles. I think from the design side, you know, is this how do you make the concept work seamlessly into the product, the apparel? How do you make it actually make it so it's not overcoming the actual jacket itself? How do you actually make it so it's light enough? How do you make it so it doesn't freeze? All the different aspects of that stuff, even to that point, then how do you make this thing? How do you make it with price points? How do you have a manufacturer that does it all the above? So Miki obviously is really important because him and I, we're the kind of this like yin and yang. I'm the crazy kind of idea guy. Miki's the scientific kind of like engineer, kind of like practical. And we kind of like work with each other, we push each other, and we argue a lot to come up with some sort of something that's tangible, and then we actually bring it to the rest of the crew that does the same thing here too. So he was very, very important to this process.
We started out with a couple months of research, really evaluating what is out in the market in hydration systems, and then we started sketching on how we could bring that into a jacket. From the sketches, really quickly proceeded to make prototypes with 3D printed parts and figure out that we were on the right track. The aha moment came really late in the process. We ended up having the idea that integrating the bladder into the powder skirt would allow us to fix the bladder to the rider's body. From that point on, we started working on details. We started improving the hardware that went into the system. We started trying out different bladder shapes. We were working with the tubes that are used in hydration backpacks. Those are over twice the size of what we finally ended up using. The first thing we did was we went out and we got smaller tubing and tried it with that. Basically from that on, I knew how much water I had to get through the bite valve. And then I started designing a smaller bite valve that would allow that amount of water flow.
We had figured out that it worked. We started testing that one all over the world, right? Because you got to test it in like wind and cold and different altitudes and Alaska and weird zones in like France and Italy that it might get super windy and cold, and Utah, and then like Mammoth and, you know, everywhere else in between.
And that was the biggest question we looked at, is what's the user experience? Outside the benefits of it, outside basically what I think about it, what is the actual everyday kind of rider, skier think about this?
The way that the team utilized the Hydrastash was really cool to see this year. We did some trips out, you know, to Colorado with Parker White and Sammy Lubke, where we got a chance to all, you know, wear it and try it out in high alpine conditions in Colorado.
Super low key, good for pretty much any day at the resort.
So you can eliminate like not only just a water bottle, but an entire backpack on the resort.
As a rider, you have a tendency to just forget that you have it. And then you realize, oh, it's right on me. This year I put Mark Rainery in the Hydrastash for like the entire season. He's a rider out of Alaska. He's a guy who's gonna go out every single day and beat up on it and ride it and kind of like put it through the ringer as far as riding Mount Baker, going snowmobiling, going splitboarding, utilizing all its capabilities in all these different environments. Whether it's like the short hikes on the Mount Baker road gap, when he got that backside 7, like he had the hydration system in, he's drinking water like on his hike up.
It's the start of something bigger. Staying hydrated, doing sports is really important. And there is no good solution for winter sports out there right now. What we can do here is provide riders with something where they get their water at a nice temperature and they can stay hydrated and they can ride longer, they do not fatigue as fast. I think it's a huge benefit to any rider, really.
Is this going to change outerwear for the future? I think what it is, it's going to bring more people thinking, and that's what we want. And I can't claim this is going to do everything and then some. You got to judge it for yourself. We have hopes, we have a lot of goals, but we're positive enough that this is going to change your experience, and we're looking for the next step from there.